Don't try this at home.
Tell him too, I'm scared of heights.
It's just insane. Look at the edge. Ahoy there! Our family is building an off-grid cabin and home at a gorgeous lake in North Vancouver Island. We started with raw land covered by a thick forest, and we are slowly turning it into a self-sufficient homestead. Come join us on our journey of discovery, learning, and building. We are off-grid bound. In the previous episode, we left our future cabin just as we had finished installing the roof rafters. And we put up the first couple of sheets of plywood sheathing. We had to go back home for a few days. Now I'm on my way back to the cabin. After a few hours, I left the madness behind me and I was treated to a spectacular evening drive through the amazing rugged landscape of North Vancouver Island. I made it to our favorite rest stop off the highway at Eve River just before dark. Hello! A short walk down the river to let Cindy get a little bit of exercise and check on the water level. It's always interesting to see what has changed since the last time, as logs and debris come from upstream. Nature is all-powerful in this part of the world. After a short break, time to treat Cindy for being a good girl and continue the journey. And so she doesn't really... She is really ready for some walk and some exercise, but she has to last 2 more hours. All right, Cindy. See you later. Let's go. Because you are such a good girl. Good girl. I arrived well past the sunset, but still had one task to do. The RV house battery keeps getting discharged by a phantom current that I haven't been able to identify. To prevent it from going completely dead, I disconnect the battery every time I leave. Now I have to hook it up again, so I can use the water pump and all the other perks RV glamping offers. Okay, power is on. Hey everyone, it's morning. Jules is already here. It's time to put the boots on and get working. This is the phase of the construction that I'm mostly just on hand to bring stuff and tie a rope around it so Jules can hoist it up. He's amazingly fit, but I still try to save him some trips up and down the ladder. I'm quite content to stay on the ground, and I'm sure Jules feels better about it too. The 20-foot rafters on the upper roof need to be extended to add a bit of roof overhang, and also must be cut on an angle for a nicer look once the fascia is installed. Once again, I must admire how organized and efficient he is. He uses all kinds of temporary support devices to help him attach the boards. Jules shares a lot of tips and tricks and some pieces of wisdom. Here is what he said.
Tell him too, I'm scared of heights.
Oh, but apparently his subconscious mind doesn't agree. And one other thing that he asked me to tell everyone, don't try this at home.
Yeah, don't try this at home for sure. just hold it for a second. Put it down. Put it up for a second. Now I'm going to find the saddle. Now this way I won't have a problem.
With the fascia installed, we finally move on to one of the most dangerous phases of the build.
Okay. Tazam is one of the strongest men in the world. My age.
Roof sheeting is definitely not my specialty, but Jules was in his element. Despite his self-professed fear of heights, he went up and down the ladder like a squirrel, carrying all the plywood sheets all by himself. As you can see, his advice, "Don't try this at home," should be taken seriously. I help him to start climbing, but once he leaves the ground, it's all up to him. I just look at him with awe. Not many people can do this, let alone at his age. Of course, bringing up the plywood is just the first part of this high-wire act. Moving them in place and attaching them to the rafters is the next step, no less dangerous. But for him, this is just another day at the job. One of the tricks I learned is that lumber can be used as a notebook to make notes about measurements. There is always a piece handy, and you don't need to carry it with you all the time.
Okay, get yourself a piece of wood. I'll give you some numbers. Okay, 22 and 3. 22 and 4.
Growing up with the metric system, it took me years to get comfortable with the arcane units like feet and inches. Fractions have never been a problem for me, so I got used to quarters and eighths and so on. But for Jules, all measurements are in sixteenths of an inch. So 22 and 4 means 22 and a quarter inch. So this was Cliffhanger Part 2. I think there are 12 more pieces. It's just insane. Cindy couldn't care less about a man 22 feet up in the air. She's more interested in the treats in my pocket and if I pay her enough attention. Most of what you can see was done by a single man, and he is 71 years old. I must give it to him that he really can do what he says he can do. It started to rain, just enough to make the plywood wet, and so that's not safe to go on the roof anymore. So we had to stop the work, and because it's Sunday afternoon, Jules decided that we won't wait for the rain to stop and the plywood to dry. I just wanted to show you, this is how I think people invented an axe. They found a rock like this many thousands of years ago. I just invented an axe by finding one half an hour ago. It's sharp as a razor. It's really amazing. Yeah, it's definitely not a rock you see every day, and I'm going to keep it. Yeah, right there. Right there. Look at the edge. The edge can also be a metaphor for these couple of days. I, for one, was on the edge most of the time. As always, thank you for watching. Until the next time, we are off-grid bound.